Hello there, travelers, and welcome to my channel. I'm Shifty, and if you enjoy cozy, goofy gaming content, get your snacky snacks and snuggle in. Alright, and if you want to keep up to date with all my shenanigans, remember to do all the fun things, the likes, the follows, the subscribes, the socials, all that good jazz, to keep you up to date with all my streams, uploads, and fun stuff. So, Peas is the algorithm archon and keeps me in your feed. So, yesterday we left off and decided that we were going to do Kaeya's new Hangout quest. So, we're going to see how many endings we can get done today. I'm excited. I want to get to know more about Shifty Kaeya. We all know he has a tragic backstory, but how tragic is that backstory? Hopefully we don't need tissues today. Hopefully we do not need tissues today. But without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah, boom! Kaeya. I finally built Kaeya because they gave him an outfit. Oh, hello, good morning! Let's see. And boom! There we go, we've committed. It's Kaeya time. Shenanigans and sweet wine. That sounds like my kind of story quest. Birdwatcher at go to Port Ormos. What? I was so sure we were going to be in Mondstadt. I was like, I'm here. I am ready. But no, we will not be in Mondstadt. We will be in Sumeru. Okay. To Port Ormos. The music here always be banging, though. I love the music in Port Ormos. They did a great job. Here we go. I love my little wanderer. He's so awesome. I'm thinking his nickname might be Elevator Boy, but I haven't decided yet. Because he's so angsty. He is our angsty teenager. Oof! Good morning! How are you doing this morning, Wobble? Yes, goof morning.
Too slow.
I love it. Oh, he's talking to the birdies. Little toucan things with the curly tails. I wish we had birds that look like that. We might. I don't know. I don't know all the birds in the world, but I wish we had birds that look like that. Oh my gosh. Is it running okay? Oop, I just realized my camera's wonky.
Hey, little birdie. Don't feel down. Come and perch on my shoulder.
Boop. There we go. A little bit better.
Don't be shy. I'll show you around town.
That is awesome sauce. What game were you playing late last night? Okay. Oh, he's trying to coax the bird to be his friend. I'll catch you a bird, Kaeya. I will catch you a bird. That's not what a dusk bird sounds like, though.
Really? No wonder they never pay attention to me. Forget it. I probably shouldn't be anthropomorphizing them anyway.
Aww.
Haven't seen you in some time. To which one of the Animo Archon's wins do I owe the honor?
Okay, how smitten are we with Kaeya? Is it ordained by fate? Or is it his natural charisma that drew us here? We're gonna say fate. I don't want him to get a big head. He's already full of himself.
Oh, is this your way of saying that you missed me?
I guess either way we missed him. Yes, we missed you, Kaeya.
Since it wasn't meant to be with this little birdie, I'd better leave it alone. Let's take a walk, shall we?
Oh, that is awesome. That's a lot of stuff to get through. But the storyline's good. I watched the shows as a kid.
If you're wondering why I'm here, Jean's been worrying about trade safety recently. I discovered this when I unwittingly burst into her office to save the day. Another job involving long-distance travel falls to me. I suppose it's my own fault for having such a strong sense of duty.
Kaeya just wanted a vacation. Let's be honest.
Still, on the bright side, business is now taken care of. And I have unused travel funds, so
Told
I was
you.
planning to...
Unused travel funds? Yeah. Told you. He's on vacation.
Gundafar, we are in the middle of a war. Your place is at the front lines by my son's side. Pray tell, what provokes your unwarranted return to the palace?
There isn't a war going on in Sumeru.
A matter of utmost importance, Your
Oh, it's a
Majesty.
play.
Such that I must personally report it to you.
Oh, okay. I see what you did here.
Huh. Outdoor theater. Looks fun.
Where were we just now? Travel expenses? Or do you want to stop and see the show? I think we need to question him about misusing Favonius funds.
Ah, yes. Here's what I was thinking about the unused funds. Given that the acting Grand Master saw fit to allocate these funds to my trip in the first place, I think it's my responsibility to make sure that every last mora is put to good use.
So he's gonna blow it!
In other words, what do you say we find a way to spend the remaining budget? Perhaps a fancy meal at a nice restaurant? Or a river cruise that takes in the sights of Sumeru City? Or we could buy a few nice mementos to take home.
Isn't this embezzlement? I think this is embezzlement.
Hey, no need to put it like that. Let's keep walking. We can consider it some more on the road.
Okay.
The rules of the Knights of Favonius state that any and all expenditures during a business trip are counted as travel expenses. That's more than enough justification to live a little. Of course, with me being here on my own, it was looking like a wasted opportunity. But now that I've run into you, why don't we make this a joint trip?
Okay.
You're always so busy. It's high time you gave yourself a proper break. Even the sharpest blade loses its edge if it's always in use.
I love it. Creative
Regular
accounting.
maintenance
Yes.
is essential for reliable performance.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if they do take time off and aren't worried about the finances, wouldn't that mean that they're getting a mental reset so they can do their job better in the future? Okay, I might be getting one over here. Creative accounting. I love it.
And anyway, life is short, so we should make the most of the time we have. Right now is the perfect time to relax and enjoy ourselves. And who knows how many other chances we'll get. So come on, what do you say?
Yes. Happy trees. Happy tree in the ledger. Little bit in your pocket. All right. We can't spend public money for our own amusement, or let's just roll with it and take him somewhere. I think we'll roll with it and take him somewhere. Maybe next time we'll fuss at him for spending public funds.
Great. Music to my ears. I'll cover the travel costs, of course.
Yeah, you better.
There's nothing more enjoyable than the company of a good friend. Let's call this a nice little excursion to round off my long business trip. Now, let me think where we should go. I've seen a lot of Sumeru already, so let's go for someplace new.
What, does he want to go to like Inazuma or something?
How about Liyue?
Okay, leeway.
I'd be heading past there on my way back to Mondstadt anyway, so it's not out of the way.
Okay. I was about to say, are we going to go to Inazuma for your Sumeru trip? Because I don't think you'd be able to explain that one away. We know Liyue inside and out.
Well, lucky me. I'll hold you to that. Liyue's Ministry of Civil Affairs frequently corresponds with the Knights of Favonius, so the address on their letterhead is one of the few places I'm familiar with. I don't have much luggage, so it won't take me long to pack. Give me a moment, and then we'll head there together.
Sounds like a plan.
What you see is what we've got. Feel free.
All the way to Liyue. We're going everywhere but where I thought this quest was going. Okay, and we're off.
The wind rises.
It looks like he's got little
I've heard that
propellers
there's
when
lots
you
to see
fly.
and do in Liyue, but I'm sure you're more familiar with the place than I am, so I'll leave the itinerary to you.
We have friends in Liyue and we can score discounts galore or the best scenic spots. Because I have a feeling that these are going to take us on two completely different paths. It's choose your own adventure time. Do we want to go to scenic spots or do we want to go shopping? Is this a shopping episode? Scenic spots it is.
Great. Maybe you can tell me about your previous travels here along the way. It's such a satisfying feeling to just drop everything, go on a long trip, and see something new. Who knows who we might cross paths with? We might even end up going on an impromptu adventure. Just like how I met you in Port Ormos, and now we're here. Come on, let's see what's up ahead.
Let's check it out. Okie dokie. And zoom. Actually, let's literal
Do
zoom.
you know this shop?
Oh,
It
never
looks
mind.
pretty nice from the outside. Shall we take a look?
I was like, I'm
Welcome
gonna
to
fly down the
Minxing
street.
Jewelry.
Nope.
We are a long-established trader of precious stones. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
This isn't scenic spots. I think they're gonna trick us into shopping anyway.
Let me see. Ah, some nice jewelry you've got here. Maybe I can grab something with a local flavor as a souvenir.
Okay. Souvenirs are important, as long as you're taking them to Klee.
What do you think, traveler? See anything that suits my style? I trust your judgment.
Already buying souvenirs first day on your trip? Aren't you supposed to wait till you have something that you want to, like, remember it about? He might cause a scene. Let's see. Let's say, yeah, we're gonna question him buying it first day.
Ah, you're interested in souvenirs. If you're struggling to decide, you might want to consider getting some jade. You can't go wrong with a nice jade pendant. They're an elegant addition to your look, whatever your age or gender.
She's not wrong. Jade is like, oh, so pretty.
If you're looking for a specific design, we can make it to your specifications. It does take some time to fulfill an order, however. High-quality jade is hard to come by, so our waiting list is at least a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he doesn't have that kind of time.
Oh, that's a pity. I'm just visiting and I won't be in town for very long. So as much as it pains me to do so, I'm afraid I'll have to leave this beautiful bijou behind.
No worries at all, sir. If you're looking for something off the shelf, why not go and see Mr. Shurto at the Jade Mystery?
Oh,
He also deals in jade and precious stones.
yeah, he's the guy that does the jade betting. Like you bet on how good of a quality jade you're gonna get out of an ore chunk.
Exactly. But on that note, let me give you a word of advice. There's no risk in purchasing a piece of jade that's already been cut. But you could lose all of your mora betting on uncut rocks.
Exactly.
I won't say any more, as I don't want my fellow vendors to think I'm bad-mouthing them. But I think you catch my drift.
Yeah, we hear you.
It's only human nature to spend a little when you're on a trip. But don't be too hasty to part with your cash.
At least she's not trying to talk you into buying something. This place is expensive.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs takes everyone's economic well-being very seriously, and they often send out the Millilith to spread public awareness of well-known scams. As guests here, I'd encourage you to watch out for anyone trying to rip you off.
I think that's sound advice wherever you go into that. We appreciate it, boss.
Join the
Okay.
Adventurers Guild.
So he wants to find a souvenir.
Squall Fury.
I get to fly this time.
Yeah.
Very short distances. I got spoiled to the event where we could fly with him indefinitely.
Welcome! Looking for uncut stones or pre-cut jade? We've got plenty of both for your viewing pleasure.
Uncut stones. Ah, yes, we were just briefed on that. Let's take a look at the pre-cut jade.
Yes, we should be careful and not rush into purchases. Both of these are sound advice. We're gonna go with the first one.
I believe I detect a quiet but distinct tone of apprehension in your words. Please rest assured, there's nothing to be quite so wary about with my business.
Wanna bet?
Feel free to peruse at your leisure. I think you'll find that everything I do here is entirely above board and legitimate, and I sell only pure and unadulterated goods. No scam guaranteed. Sure, you can bet on jade and lose if you're unlucky, but that doesn't make it a scam.
Exactly. He has a betting thing, so you can lose. Just because you hit a button at the casino doesn't mean you're gonna hit a jackpot, or even get your money back.
My terms are clear and transparent, and I only do business with willing customers.
Sounds perfectly reasonable. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much the vendor is charging. If the customer decides to hand over their money, they're taking the bait of their own free will.
Kaeya, that sounds like you have experience with scamming people.
Yes, exactly. I'm glad you understand. Although your peculiar phrasing at the end there, you almost make it sound as if I really am scamming people.
Right? That is exactly what it sounds like.
Anyway, betting on jade is what it is. Feel free to try your luck, but if you can't afford to lose, then it's not for you. We don't need to cause each other any trouble.
Not trying to cause any trouble.
I'll leave you to browse at your own pace now while I deal with other potential customers.
But I guess that's a lot like, you know, the geode breaking rocks that you get when you're out for souvenirs and stuff like that at certain places.
Amber-colored jade would probably make for a good souvenir.
Are you really thinking about buying a rock? I mean, I buy rocks. I love rocks. I have all kinds of fun-shaped rocks. But I mean, they make good souvenirs. I won't question anybody buying a rock as a souvenir.
Why not? This is a quirky little place. Somehow, I'm inclined to entertain him for a bit.
I mean, we can go farm some core lapis pretty easily. You don't have to spend money to get it. The scenic places I was going to take you had core lapis.
Well, if you're not interested, then I guess we'll pass.
Oh.
Ahoy there, Captain! Fancy seeing you back in town. Struck any gold lately?
What, a poor sailor like me? You must be joking. I barely managed to make ends meet. What about you, Chateau? Still scamming people with your pile of rocks?
Well, I mean, is betting scamming? I mean, he says he's gone through all the legal paperwork. I don't know if it's still scamming.
Hey! Keep your voice down. Can't you see I've got customers? But more to the point, when have you ever seen a customer get scammed in my store?
I mean, you want the full list? Or... Hold up. Is that Captain Kaeya? What, brings you to Liyue?
Oh, that's right. Kaeya is the captain in Favonius. I was like, what? Does he have a ship too?
Oh, just taking a short trip with my friend. It's been a while.
Yes, it's been a good while, hasn't it?
Uh-oh. There's some shenanigans here. Kaeya is stewing.
Anywhere you'd recommend I visit while I'm here?
Let me think. Wanmin Restaurant's always a pretty good bet. Chef Mao's daughter is a skilled chef, and their prices are very reasonable. My wife can't get enough of their boiled fish. You could give that a try.
That is a good place to go.
And, speaking of my wife, she won't let me forget what a great help you've been to us before. So thank you, on her behalf.
Oh, okay, so this isn't shady dealings. This is Kaeya being a hero? That's cool. See, every time I'm like, Kaeya's being a scoundrel, they do something like this, and he's like, oh, my wife wants to thank you, you're amazing. Yeah, Kaeya probably does have a lot of history with a lot of people.
Your wife? Ah, yes. How is she doing these days? Keeping well?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Anyway, I've got something I need to do down at the South Wharf, so my apologies, Captain Kaeya, but I'd better get going.
All right. See you. Ah, I finally remembered who that was. Captain Wu. He runs a transport business between Mondstadt and Liyue.
I see. So you went through that whole conversation with no idea who you were talking to.
I've done
That
that.
explains the generic pleasantries and the general awkwardness.
I've done that. I have done that. My grandma was a preacher, so I would have people come up to me all the time, be like, oh, you're awesome. I remember you when you were a baby. I was be like, ah, it's nice to see you again. I totally remember who you are. Not at all. Nope. What church? It is. It's awkward, but it's like, you gotta like BS your way through it. Otherwise you're gonna offend them because you don't remember who they are.
Old Wu's usually quite the chatterbox, so it's very unusual for him to just take off mid-conversation. How exactly do you two know each other anyway?
It sounded like he might owe Kaeya a favor more than he owes Kaeya money.
An educated guess. Yes, you could put it like that.
Okay, maybe he does owe Kaeya money. This is true. It is a skill. It is a finely tuned skill.
It's pretty straightforward, honestly. The captain was making a delivery to Mondstadt when his ship sprang a leak. He overexerted himself fixing it and keeping the cargo dry, and ended up passing out from exhaustion. I took him to Mondstadt to recover.
Oh, okay, so yeah, just a favor. Not money.
Well, it still seems strange to me. Sure, he's hardly the most charming conversationalist, and he's also mighty stubborn, but all of us know Old Wu is an honest and kind-hearted man. His eldest was once playing on that big rock over there when he took a tumble and injured himself. I helped to patch the kid up, and the next day, Old Wu was here to buy a couple of uncut stones.
Aw, so he came and he spent money at your business because you were nice to his kid.
I'm just surprised he was so quick to excuse himself, that's all. Normally, he's the kind of guy who, if you run into him on the street and he owes you a favor, he'll grab you by the hand and thank you profusely until you ask him to stop.
Okay, maybe it is money.
Well, stubborn, I can believe. Someone had drilled a gaping hole in his ship, and the water was coming in fast. How he managed to make it all the way to Mondstadt, not to mention with his cargo intact, I have no idea.
That's suspicious. Not that I think Kaeya drilled the hole, because the hole was probably drilled along the way from Liyue, but that's concerning. That's like somebody was trying to kill the poor guy.
Someone drilled a hole in his ship? Oh dear. It must have been one of the less savory captains out there trying to sabotage his business so they can squeeze their way into the market. When competition is stiff, sometimes things get ugly. It's the way of the world, unfortunately. His line of work isn't easy. The poor fellow usually has to set sail before the break of dawn. He's been loitering around a lot these past few weeks, though. I thought maybe he'd come into some Mora. Competition is fierce these days, and there's not a lot of Mora to be made in shipping. So every day he stays idle is another negative in the books. I do wonder what's gotten into him.
I bet it was even more difficult before we opened the borders to Inazuma. He should just change his route, start going from Liyue to Inazuma. Then he would have the market to himself. Well, and Captain Beidou. He might be competing with Beidou, but, I mean, come on, he can get the small potatoes. Beidou's doing the big stuff.
Anyway, I digress. We merchants protect our goods like our own lives, so who knows? Maybe he had some important cargo to see to. Either way, good sir, don't mind him.
I would say that Kaeya is a good soul, or a kind soul. I would not say he's a good knight. We're always catching him loafing about. But half the time when we catch him loafing about, he's doing secret missions on his own, I think? I don't know. I'm going to say he's a kind person.
I am an upstanding member of the Knights of Favonius, after all. Just look me in the eyes. Don't you find me trustworthy?
We're just gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna say trustworthy. I'm just going to say that you have a good heart. We're gonna leave it there. I got that far. All right. I went from Kaeya is a sleaze to Kaeya's a good person. Just let me inch my way that way. A suspiciously good bean. That is perfect. That is a perfect analogy.
Since you asked about recommendations earlier, you're here from Mondstadt, yes? Might I suggest the tea house is somewhere to rest your legs?
Ooh, the tea house?
If memory serves, they're just about to retell the tale of Bravebeard the Valiant from the top. Why not pay them a visit?
That does seem like Kaeya's type of story. He likes the pirate tales.
Huh. Sounds interesting enough. Let's check it out.
We might run into Zhongli. That's his hangout spot, isn't it? Okay. Oh no, his hangout spot's third round knockout. He doesn't go to the tea house.
Quit following me. Quit following me.
I can't stop following you. My camera follows you.
Too slow. Behold!
Boop. Couldn't quite get over the railing. Oh well. Getting lots of practice with his levitating before Fontaine.
So this is the Huyu tea house.
Yep, let's find some seats.
We meet again, Captain Kaeya. What a coincidence. Twice in one day.
Captain Wu again? Didn't you say you had something to do at the wharf? How are you already at the tea house?
Oh, that didn't take me long, and I ran the whole way.
Okay. I'm just saying, they gave him the cheek lines. That means he's supposed to be an older gentleman. I don't see him running all the way to the wharf and back before we could levitate over here.
Wu, weren't you just at Wanwen Bookhouse buying a book for your daughter? What's this talk about the wharf?
Up! He got outed.
Shh, just leave it be, Aunt Zhang. There's no need to embarrass him right in front of everyone else. I take it that you two aren't from around these parts. I'm a caravan guard by trade, and meeting people from all over the world is one of the main perks of the job for me. Why don't you join my table so we can get to know each other?
Okay.
Oh, seems like the tea house is the place to be in Liyue. Feels like I'm back in the angel share.
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah.
Did you manage to get something for your daughter just now, Captain Wu?
Oh, he owes Kaeya money. That's why he's hiding the fact that he's spending money.
Yes, thank you. If it weren't for you, Captain Kaeya, she might not have even made it into this world.
I'm so lost, Wu. What's the story here?
Yeah, I am confused. Story time, please.
Your wife's originally from Mondstadt, isn't she? Did you run into Captain Kaeya when you were there on business, or when you were visiting the in-laws?
Oh, I have a new theory. I have a new theory that when Kaeya saved him, he met his wife at the Church of Favonius, or in Mondstadt.
The latter.
So you guys have met more than once? Or has Kaeya saved you more than once?
Oh, this is so humiliating. Anyway, back when my wife was pregnant, we were taking a trip to Mondstadt to visit her parents this one time, when we were mugged by a group of treasure hoarders near Dawn Winery.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Well, there went
Were
my
either of
theory.
you hurt?
I mean, he's still here, and he's still got all his limbs, so they can't have roughed him up too bad. I'm guessing Captain Kaeya stepped in before they could do either of you any serious harm, huh?
Yes, he did. Thankfully, he heard my wife crying for help and drove them away. My wife was injured and quite shaken up by the ordeal. So he took her to the winery and asked them to look after her.
So what happened to you? Where did you disappear to?
I was in the water.
Why was he in the water? Yeah, every time I run into Kaeya, I get mugged or something bad happens. I'm starting to get suspicious again.
Huh? What did you jump in the water for? You know they can still get you in there, right?
No, that's not... They threw me into the water and, stripped me of all my clothes.
Was he skinny dipping when this happened?
They did what? Did they have a weird fetish or something? Stripping a sailor naked and throwing him into the water. It's not like you were going to drown. So, then what? I take it you swam to shore?
Oh my gosh.
The treasure hoarders always move in groups, and fighting back when you're outnumbered isn't usually an option. It's no surprise that they quickly overpowered Captain Wu. I'm just glad that everyone made it out all right at the end.
Poor Captain Wu. No wonder he's so embarrassed when Kaeya's around. It's like humiliating story after humiliating story.
Captain Kaeya, please, there's no need for you to try to save face for me like this. I already owe you so much. You don't have to do anything more.
Oh, poor guy.
Yet, despite that, I somehow only ended up humiliating myself further. Oh, there's no point in me trying to save face now. They tossed me into the water to humiliate me, and to use it as leverage to get my wife to pay up. But they didn't know that I could swim.
So they probably didn't know he was a ship captain. They probably thought they were just travelers.
What I'd intended was to pretend to drown, then sneak back onto shore while they weren't looking, and find a way to rescue my wife.
That's heroic. Even if you were in your skivvies, if you were lucky.
That was before Captain Kaeya appeared out of nowhere and saved the day. So then I figured I'd get out of the water, get dressed, and catch up with you. But God knows what they did with my clothes. I couldn't find them anywhere. By the time I gave up looking for them, you were most of the way to the winery, so I had to run after you with nary a thing on myself.
He didn't even have his skivvies. Oh, poor guy.
Outrageous.
So, what happened next?
I made it to the winery, but the maids noticed me first, and they called the Lord of the Manor out to give me the beating the treasure hoarders never got around to.
Oh no, not D-Luke.
After my wife recovered consciousness, she had to have a long talk with the young lord to explain everything. He then escorted us both safely to Stonegate.
This poor man.
Oh, whoa. I'm sorry. But...
Ugh, good luck living that one down.
Right. He doesn't want Kaeya around because Kaeya has all of his embarrassing stories.
Trust me, I know. My wife never lets me forget.
I'm sorry, Captain. I wasn't intending to share that story.
It's fine. It's my own fault for thinking I could sweep it under the carpet and forget about it. I don't know if I can ever repay you for all you've done. That's why I get so embarrassed every time I run into you.
Not because he's afraid you're going to spill the beans.
Still, it won't stop me from trying. You and your friend are here to catch the storyteller, right? The tea's on me. It's the least I can do.
Woot woot, tea time.
In fact, they do serve some food here, too, but it's not the best. Okay, let me run and get some fruit to share. I'll be right back.
Then again, I think all of the good tea has already been spilled. I mean, how much worse can it get for poor Wu? Okay, let's chat with everybody.
Oh, poor Wu. Oh, gosh. I'm so sorry. It's just...
There's a reason Hoyo first did not do a cutscene for that. I know exactly what she was thinking about.
Caught of that. Old Wu really has no filter, does he?
Let's talk to Kaeya.
He really didn't have to share all the details of that story. But since he didn't seem to mind, I wasn't about to stop him.
Did you avoid bringing up the real story on purpose? Or did you really forget about what had happened? I think he was... Good-hearted Kaeya, I think, was trying to avoid humiliating him. And that's why he talked about the boat story earlier.
I did actually forget at first. But once he brought up his daughter, the memory of his naked escapades came flooding back.
Okay, so he had forgotten up to that point. But still, a part of me wanted to think he was just being a good Pop-Tart and didn't want to humiliate the poor guy.
D-Luke thought some pervert was harassing the maids. He charged straight out the door, great sword in hand and raring to go. I haven't seen him so angry in a long time.
Oh my gosh. Poor guy. I would not want to be on the receiving end of angry D-Luke. I would not want to be the one getting the flame bird thrown at me, running around without clothing. Poor Woo.
So many people owe me favors nowadays. It's hard to keep track of them all. I really should go check my favors ledger once I'm back and refresh my memory.
You have a favors ledger?
Hey, you didn't think I was being serious, did you? Do I really strike you as the kind of person to keep track of favors in a notebook?
I don't know. Eula keeps track of all the people she needs revenge on.
I just helped the guy out on a couple of occasions because I happened to be in the right place at the right time. I have no intention of asking him to do anything for me in return. At least, not so far.
So, Kaeya banks these favors to help him with his spycraft. He does have a notebook. He's lying. There is a notebook. There's a ledger.
I'm back with fruit. Please help yourselves, everyone. My treat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, don't mention it. It's just a few fruits, nothing extravagant. Once my new pharmaceutical business takes off and I have mora to spare, I'll get you a proper thank you gift and send it to the Knights of Favonius.
Did he say pharmaceutical business? You better not be tiptoeing into my boy Baizu's business. I don't think that would be safe, if I'm honest. I mean, Baizu's kind of shady, but like good shady, you know what I mean? Like, he's the doctor that will do the things that are probably illegal to save a patient. I don't know if he'd do it for his business, though.
Pharmaceutical business. So you found a new career? No more shipping?
Oh, mobster outfit? He's got a pirate outfit, but no mobster outfit. He does need a mobster outfit, though. Maybe with Fontaine? I saw some people looking kind of mobby in Fontaine.
Shipping's impossible work nowadays. There's too much competition, the margins are too small, so I've decided to switch gears. I'm going to become a partner of Boo Boo Pharmacy and provide funding for a brand new medication they're producing.
Okay, good. He's working with Baizu. I don't have to side-eye Woo.
It's specially formulated to treat seasonal joint and limb pain. If you didn't know, it's a very common health complaint among sailors, but also extremely difficult to treat.
Way to go finding your niche.
I've suffered from it myself, which is why I know that a lot of people stand to benefit from this once it enters the market. It's a good cause, and a stable source of income. Whichever way you look at it, it's a step up from the back-breaking work I did before. I've already had some talks and invested 1 million mora for the first round of funding.
Maybe he does owe Kaeya money. See, the money thing keeps coming back. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's both.
That's impressive, Wu. I wouldn't have thought you had the connections for something like that. So is it Dr. Baiju that you're in talks with?
Oh no, not Dr. Baiju. Actually, it was his master, Dr. Baifudze. His medical expertise and clinical experience are second to none. And he really cares about his patients.
I don't know about that. I thought his master wasn't around anymore. Maybe I missed something in Baizu's story quest.
He gave me a few of his traditionally formulated bone-strengthening pills when he saw me suffering from my leg pains one day. It was like a miracle cure. The pain immediately went away.
Dr. Baiju's master.
Yeah, I told him I'd be enthusiastically recommending his medicine to the other guys at the docks. And after some hesitation, he just went right ahead and wrote up a prescription for me, completely for free.
This seems suspicious.
He said that he shouldn't really be handing out free prescriptions since, and I quote, "it goes against generations of tradition handed down by our forebears." But he just felt like it was the right thing to do. What a great guy.
But I got chatting with Dr. Baiju recently when the Secure Transport Agency did a delivery for Boo Boo Pharmacy. He told me that his master has already passed away.
Exactly. Okay, I didn't miss anything. That is canon.
Huh? Why would he say something like that? I mean, the guy's old, but he's still in great health.
Captain Wu, where did you meet this old master?
Just out on the street? I know that sounds dubious, but this is an educated and respectable gentleman we're talking about. There's no faking that.
Isn't there? This is sus. I agree. Completely sus. Kaeya is stewing again.
Hold on a second. I just remembered something. My nephew
no,
in law
I
met a
hope
medicine
not.
seller not too long ago, too. He also described it as a miracle cure. He spent a lot of mora on it, but when he brought it to Boo Boo Pharmacy, Herbalist Gui took one look and told him he'd bought nothing but regular painkillers. This Baifudzi you met, did he by any chance have a goatee and salt and pepper hair?
Oh no.
He did.
If I may, Captain Wu, there's a lot of mora involved here. It seems like it would be worth asking this Dr. Baiju about his master, just to set the record straight.
We need
You
to
could
go
show
see
him the medicine
Baiju.
as well. Clearly there's some misunderstanding here.
Yes, let's go talk to Dr. Baiju.
You're right, Captain Kaeya. A quick trip to Boo Boo Pharmacy and I can get Dr. Baiju to clear all of this up. I'm sure it's all... hopefully it's all fine.
He left in a hurry. He must be stressed out of his mind right now.
I know Dr. Baiju. We should go and help. Any excuse to see Baiju.
Hey, let him deal with this, okay? No point in you stressing yourself out, too. Fraud or not, it's up to Captain Wu to figure out exactly who he's gotten himself involved with.
Come on, Kaeya. We gotta help the guy out.
I'm no Dark Knight hero, or martial arts hero for that matter, and neither are you. Wait,
I am too.
where are you? Now that I think about it, I can see you having a secret double life as a martial arts hero here in Liyue. You certainly have the personality for it.
We did save the city twice. One time we did have to crash a castle into a god, but, we saved the city twice.
Either way, Liyue has its own rules and regulations. Best to let the Ministry of Civil Affairs deal with this in the proper manner. If a couple of outlanders like us get involved, we might just end up muddying the waters, even with the best of intentions.
I disagree.
We came here to enjoy ourselves, remember? We don't want to get our priorities mixed up. Oh, and look at that. The storyteller's taking the stage.
Yeah, we did. You'll see.
It is said that the sky's the limit for the aspirational soul. But alas, for the woes of the world are equally limitless. No such stranger to woes was Huang Guang, a man who, having suffered countless injustices at the hands of his fellow men, forsook them to dwell among the mountains and rivers.
Oh, it's story time. But what about Wu? They can't do this to us.
Yet fate fortuitous found him when he entered the tutelage of an adeptus and learned many mystical arts from them. Per his master's wishes, he then returned once more to the human world, only this time with a sworn duty to cleanse the land of demons and to see justice done wherever he might tread.
Bravebeard the Valiant.
Is that all? Huh. I
Aww.
was hoping to hear the rest of the story.
What did you think of the story?
It was all right. I suppose the hero always has to sacrifice himself to save others, and it does make for some good storytelling. But it leaves you wondering how he really feels about the whole thing. Did he ever have second thoughts? Only he can know, I suppose.
Ah, that is true. You only get one side.
Oh, I see the show is over.
Did you find Dr. Baizu?
Yeah, I saw Dr. Baiju. Looks like it was a scam after all.
Oh.
Then what are you waiting for? Don't just stand there. You need to report this to the Ministry of Civil Affairs right away.
Hold on. Let's not lose our cool. Get your story straight first, so you can give them a clear and detailed account of events in the order that they occurred. And one more thing. Do you still have a way to contact this guy?
Yes. Where is he? I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him.
Well, I'd arranged to meet him at the Yunsheng Tea House once I've withdrawn the next sum of Mora, so I suppose he'll still be waiting on that.
Okay, so you've got another meeting lined up.
This is perfect.
I've got no one to blame but myself for this. I can't believe I was so gullible. I guess the world isn't made for naive simpletons like me.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself, Wu. That's not your fault. You've got good nature, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. He abused your trust.
Young lady, you're a good person, and I'm touched by your words of comfort.
Well, thank you.
Still, it's up to me to find a way to get my Mora back.
We will find a way to get your Mora back. I am making this my business.
The consequences are mine alone to bear. At my age, I'm sure I should be comforting the young with words of wisdom rather than the other way around. What does that say about how I've spent my life?
All that says is you got a baby to raise and plenty of time to learn. Because that's the one that matters. What is it, Kaeya? You got a solution? Please?
It's obvious, isn't it? He needs to report the case to the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
But I want to help. There's got to be more we can do.
Come with me.
We're going to help on the sly, right? Come on. Where'd you go, Kaeya?
I am quite curious. How does our chivalrous martial arts hero intend to come to Captain Wu's rescue here?
By shaking the guy down for all of his money?
There are countless victims of injustice in the world. We can't try to help each and every one of them, can we?
But right now we can at least help Wu. He's been through a lot. We know that D-Luke burned him.
Oh, I'm surprised. I didn't know you thought of me as someone who helps other people unconditionally.
Maybe I'm trying to appeal to your better nature.
I'm genuinely flattered. But we both know that I'm not that kind of person, really.
Let's see, which one can we use here? You helped him think through where he can find the con artist. I can talk, I promise. You didn't want others to laugh at his woes. Or you helped him just because you were there and you didn't even remember it. I think we're going to go with that because we're here. We can help. What's the difference? That's where we're going. Oh, I hate to hear that. Is it allergies? Is it the smoke? I know the smoke's been getting to a lot of people. From all the fires. Because the world is on fire. The government has admitted aliens are a thing. And everything is going crazy. But we're going to play video games. and get through life gripping a controller or a keyboard or a mouse or however you get your games. Oh yeah, it is that time. We're starting to get into all of our late in the summer blooms. And that's why we think you are hips.
Your logic is very straightforward.
Yes.
And quite endearing in its simplicity.
And if the grid goes down, we always have... Oh, nope. I can't get to it. Dang it. We always have Dungeons and Dragons. I was going to grab my Dungeon Master's Guide and hold it up, and it was going to be cool, but my computer screen's in the way, so... Oh well. If the grid goes down, we always have Dungeons and Dragons and card games. There are games even without electronics.
But I like how you think. So I'll indulge your martial arts hero aspirations for now.
Right? At this point, I wonder if the aliens or AI are going to be our overlords. It's a race against time. Which sci-fi apocalypse are we going to live through? Let's go talk to Captain Wu, who has lost his shirt, possibly. But at least he has his pants.
Captain Wu, how would you feel about owing me one more favor?
I'm sorry, Captain Kaeya?
Let's say, hypothetically speaking, I found a way to recover your Mora that would leave the man who defrauded you feeling angry and frustrated, but give him no way to get back at you.
Ooh, yes please. The Uno reverse card, followed by a skip.
If it could be done, and the only cost was owing me yet another favor, what would you say?
What exactly are you getting at?
The traveler here is adamant that you should ask me for another favor. Personally, I blame the storyteller. After the inspiring tale of Bravebeard, she's all gung-ho about playing hero and righting this injustice once and for all.
Captain Kaeya, young lady, thank you. I will humbly accept your kindness.
We got you, Wu.
All right. Now here's what I'm thinking.
We develop a plan that we don't know about.
All right, then it's settled. Per our brave hero's plan, let's rendezvous at Yanshang Tea House tomorrow.
Okay, now it's time to play the waiting game. But first...
Squall Fury!
Getting around Paimon style. What? How did I fall through the stairs? What happened there? That was nuts.
Quit following me.
Okay, we're gonna wait right here. It said 12, right? Whee! And all around the clock we go. Boom. I'm pretty sure it said 12. I hope so. I could be wrong. It happens. Tick, 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 tick. Boom. And we're still floating. Oh no, we overshot. Gotta wait again. Because I saw 12 and it was between 8 and 12. So we were late. There we go. Now we're in business. Oh. If it's that Maokai guy again, I'm gonna be like... Okay. Oh, am I at the wrong tea house? I guess I am. I'm at the wrong spot. I didn't know there was another tea house. I thought that was the only tea house.
Ah, you're here. Good. I'll head upstairs first, and you join me in a bit.
Okie dokie.
You've got nothing to worry about. As long as this lucky coin's in my hands, it'll do as it's told.
A lucky coin? What? I want a lucky coin.
Before I toss the coin, I'll get our guy to bet heads or tails. Then it's your turn to bet. Now remember, if I touch my chin, you bet heads. If I touch my forehead, you go for tails.
Okay, chin, heads, forehead, tails? Okay, just reverse where... Okay, got it, I think. Chin, heads, forehead, tails. I might forget this. Chin, head, chin, head. That sounds like a horrible supervillain. I might have this. Everyone's in position. The plan is risky, but if anybody can pull it off, it's Kaeya.
Hello. Are you waiting for someone?
Oh, sorry, I must have spaced out there for a second. I'll head up now.
As long as you follow the rules of the tea house, you're welcome here. Please be our guest.
What are the rules? I don't know the rules of the tea house. Oh, thank you. Let's see. All right. Are we supposed to go inside? Or is it around the side? Okay, here we go.
From the way you describe it, Liyue does sound like an attractive place to settle. Perhaps I might have to make the move here after all. All that awaits me back in Mondstadt is a horde of insufferable sycophants. Truly tedious. The reason I left home in the first place was because I was reluctant to simply live off of my inheritance.
Oh, Kaeya's talking it up. He's pretending he's moving here.
I understand. For one as ambitious as yourself, Mr. Rich, living off of the family fortune must feel like the dullest existence in the world.
Mr. Rich? You couldn't come up with a better, like, alias?
What are you doing? It's common courtesy to introduce yourself. Can't you see we got here first?
The other tables are all taken. This was the only place left.
They're running out of tables, huh? Looks like this location's getting too small for them. Very well, I'll make an exception for you this one time. Let's hope the tea, at least, won't disappoint me.
He's good at being a snob. I wonder if it comes natural.
So, my friend, what's your name?
Okay. Kaeya is a young lord from a wealthy family. Kaeya and I discussed titles in advance. I'm an aspiring foreign disciple of the Kuha clan. Okay. So we'll just go with discuss titles in advance. Oh, I am an aspiring foreign disciple of the Guha clan. All right.
Here is the tea that you ordered. Please enjoy.
Thank you.
Ugh, this tea is... never mind. Mr. Bai, this has been a most pleasant and insightful conversation. I consider it good fortune that I encountered such a refined gentleman as yourself so far from home. Please allow me to pay for the tea.
Pretty sure he touched his forehead there, right?
Yes, good fortune indeed.
I think he did.
In that case, I must thank you for your generosity.
You there. I'll get yours too.
Nods. Far from home?
Oh, you can't tell? My family's lived in Mondstadt for generations. I got bored sitting around at home and decided to set off on a journey to expand my horizons. The sights of Liyue Harbor are rather spectacular. I've half a mind to buy a waterfront property here so I can come vacationing every year.
Oh, that sounds nice.
That would be quite nice. If the family would spare me a little loose change, I could even invest in an antique shop or two so I have something to do during the day.
Waterfront properties are very expensive.
And? The point of life is to enjoy yourself. If something makes me happy, it's worth every mora.
Mr. Rich, just to clarify, that's quite a large sum of mora as far as the common woman is concerned. It's understandable that our friend over here feels out of her league.
Oh, however will I conduct myself amongst such wealthy people?
The name's Albert. Surname Rich. But only the servants in the house address me as Mr. Rich. Now that we're so well acquainted, Mr. Bai, please just call me Albert.
Right? The dig there is like... Ding, ding, ding.
Albert does have a nice ring to it. It is my honor to become friends with someone of your caliber.
You flatter me. What say you to acting as my guide during my time in Liyue? I'll pay you handsomely, of course. Naturally, board and lodging would be included. And I could pay you in the region of 50,000 mora per day?
No need, my good friend. I shan't be so vulgar as to take your mora. We're both men of character. The pleasure of your ongoing acquaintance shall be ample reward in itself.
Ooh, he's good.
To join a noble gentleman on his travels is a rare opportunity. Please, let me draft up an exact itinerary. I'll make sure to give you the experience of a lifetime.
You there. You're welcome to join us if you want. Which clan did you say you were with? The Hoo-Ha clan or something?
The what? Oh, no, 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 no. It's the Goo-Ha clan.
Goo-Ha,
No.
huh?
No, no, no.
Strange choice of name. Gotta say, I've been in Liyue for a while now. This is the first I'm hearing of them. I guess they're one of these obscure ones who keep to themselves.
Okay, I'm not the only one that saw that. That was... Only Kaeya. Only Kaeya would get away with that.
Yes, well, there are many martial arts clans and factions in Liyue. It's only natural that you haven't become acquainted with all of them.
Ha, fair enough. Still, weird name. Bet they have some even weirder practices.
Sorry, I got a case of the giggles.
Seriously though, what kind of skills do you guys train anyway? It's all for show, right? I saw some people performing a few tricks down at the wharf. Is it that kind of thing?
The Goo-Ha clan is devoted to teachings of martial arts. Seriously though, if you're comparing Goo-Ha clan to street performers, then we have nothing to talk about. I will take my leave now. I'll get my own check as well. Thank you. Yeah, martial arts.
I already told the server to put it on my tab. Don't bother getting her to split the bill. It'll only complicate things.
Our masters teach us not to accept free favors.
Young lady, there's no need to take things so seriously. Why don't you loosen up and enjoy the free drink?
Are you trying to make a point by throwing my generosity back in my face? All right then. What if I say your bill is mine and don't let you pay?
You want to fight about it? We'll fight.
Please, my friends, let's not get so worked up. Yinchang Tea House is no venue for a duel. We'll all get escorted right out the door.
Oh, this must be the rules they were talking about.
You young people have hot tempers, I understand that. But there's no need to come to blows over a few words taken to heart when there are far more diplomatic ways to resolve the dispute.
Okay. How about we settle this with the toss of a coin? I'll foot my own bill if I win.
Did I hear that right? So you'll only pay for yourself if you win, but I'll get the check for the three of us if you lose. It's not that I care about the mora. After all, I offered to pay for everyone's drinks in the first place. No, what I find truly absurd is your refusal to play fair. I demand that you also pay for three if you win.
You insult me first, and now you also want to dictate the terms? If I win the bet, you can make a formal apology to the Goo-Ha clan.
Fine. You can have your apology if you win, but on one condition. We'll do the best of three, and the winner pays for the table.
Well, as long as you're no longer raring to fight. Peace begets wealth, as the elders used to say.
Why do you join us, Mr. Bai? Let's entertain this gal for a sec. We don't want her to think you're stingy.
Oh, here's where it gets spicy.
But I wasn't even a part of your argument.
What are you trying to say, Mr. Bai? Whose side are you on here?
Of course, I'm on,
And anyway, it's no big deal if you win. It's just a few cups of tea after all, so you can just take it from your fees as my guide.
All right then. I suppose it's not all that different from the dice gambling games I used to play in my youth. If it's just for a few drinks,
it's not
you
for a
can
few
count me
drinks.
in.
It's not gonna be for a few drinks.
All right, now we're talking. Okay, now that we've agreed on the rules, how should we do this coin toss? After all, a Mora coin looks the same on both sides.
Easy, we can just borrow a pin from the counter to mark one side.
Well, that should be simple enough. Here, I'll take this coin and ask the counter to draw a line on one side. You two can wait for me.
Okay, will do.
Young lady, I can see that you haven't spent many years in the real world. You take everything far too personally.
And you're a scammer.
I, too, only met this Mondstadt millionaire by complete chance today, but we're getting along just fine. I actually came here to meet with a business partner to count the cash from 2 recent investments when this gentleman struck up a conversation with me.
Oh, really?
In the real world, you've got to keep up appearances. There's no need to offend the rich. After all, if you keep them happy, you can probably make some more off of them, too.
So he's even trying to scam Kaeya.
You young people are much too impulsive. It pays to keep a level head.
Just so we're clear, let's say the marked side is heads and the unmarked side is tails. Everyone has to pick a side before the coin toss.
Okay.
Oh, we should also take turns tossing the coin.
Sounds fair to me. Why don't you do the first toss, Albert?
All right then, I'll start us off. Here we... Oh, wait, I nearly forgot to collect everyone's bets. Mr. Bai, heads or tails?
I suppose the choice is arbitrary since it's a 50-50 chance. I'll go with tails.
Okay.
Let me think. I'll also go with tails. What about you? Heads or tails?
Going with heads. He's touching his chin. Da 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 da.
Oh, darn, I won. Lucky me, I guess.
I won as well. Guess there might be a formal apology in the cards after all.
Hey, that's just the first toss. We've got more to go.
I have a suggestion. If one of us loses twice in a row, they should get knocked out while the other two carry on playing to decide the winner. Otherwise, with 3 of us playing, it'll start to get difficult to keep track of who's won the most times.
This
I
is
flipped the
true.
coin last time, so why don't you go next? I don't want you blaming my coin-tossing skills if you guess wrong this turn. Here.
Now just wait a second, my dear friends. Please let me do the second toss.
He's really doing a great job of making this appear fair. But that's gotta be like a loaded coin or something.
Oh? Anxious to take your turn, Mr. Bai?
You are both young, and I've already seen your short tempers for myself. If Albert loses this round and this young lady wins, you'll be tied. And before you know it, you'll be at each other's throats again.
The plan was for Kaeya to pass the coin to me next. I think it's gonna swing us back over to he was the one at fault, but maybe we can raise a stink about it.
Well, that's not my only consideration, either. You two may be too young to know this, but I've been around the block a few times. What's to say this isn't a trick coin, In dice games, people use all sorts of methods to rig the game. Some even fit the dice with mechanisms that give them whichever result they want.
Ooh. I don't see how you could do that with dice. I mean, I know I've heard of loaded dice. Maybe that's what he's talking about.
If Albert wins the next round, and you, young lady, lose for the second time in a row, then the third round will just be a tiebreaker between him and me, and you won't get your apology to the Guhua clan. If that happens, only for you to then find out that the coin was rigged all along, you're sure to accuse me of working with Albert to scam you while mocking the Guhua clan. I can only imagine the kind of vengeful warpath that would put you on.
It sounds like he's onto us.
A purely hypothetical scenario, of course, but one that I'm bringing up now to avoid any misunderstanding further down the road. Go on, give me the coin. I'll show you how to check if it's been rigged.
Why is Kaeya smiling?
Very diligent of you indeed, Mr. Bai. Looks like I chose the right person to be my guide. Here, take it.
A rigged coin will always be a little heavier than a normal coin, you see. This one seems perfectly normal to me, however. But don't take it from me. Why don't you test it for yourself?
Pettiness is below me. I trust your judgment. Pettiness is not below me, but I'll just say no need. Whew, that was a close call.
What's your bet this time, Mr. Bai?
I'll stick with tails.
Tails, huh? Well, you seem to have a feel for this, so I guess I'll match your bet again this round. Tails it is.
Okay.
And you?
We're gonna bet heads. Whoop. We won! Woot!
Well, my luck's still just about holding out. The three of us are now tied, so no one drops out. Certainly better than Albert and I going head-to-head in the final round.
Okay, so it's our turn. Let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Well, here you go. What'll it be, Mr. Bai?
It's a tough decision this time.
That's what makes it fun, isn't it? Anyway, there's no need to stress. What's the cost of a few cups of tea compared to 50,000 I'll be paying you every day?
Right?
Yeah, you make a good point. All right, I'll take heads.
Okay, and now it's my turn to guess. Not that the outcome matters either way to me. I won't even notice the more's gone. Whatever, I'll take tails.
I'm gonna take tails as well. And boom! Tails it is. What? Turned up heads. Now it's Kaeya's turn. How many times are we flipping the coin? Oh, it's 2 out of 3, isn't it?
This whole thing started because you two got into a spat, and now I'm the one that has to foot the bill.
Oh no, he wins.
What say you to another round?
Sure, why not? I'm having fun. I can go for as many rounds as you want.
You guys have fun. I'm done.
What a miserly person. Do as you please. The two of us can play.
But Albert, all the fun of gambling is in the stakes involved. What say you to throwing a little loose change into the pot?
Oh, come on now. No need to walk on eggshells here. Let's keep it simple, shall we? If you guess right, I pick up the tab. But if you guess wrong, I'm afraid it's still on you.
Ooh, okay.
Sure. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Well, here's the coin. You can toss first. I'll take heads.
I'll choose...
Wouldn't it defeat the whole purpose of betting if you guessed the same as me? This is a two-person game now. Surely one of us has to guess heads and the other tails.
Oop, he knows it's going to be heads.
All right. It all comes down to luck, after all. I'll take tails.
Da-da-da-da.
Ooh, looks like Rex Lapis has smiled upon me today after all. Thank you for the tea, Albert.
I bet you're wishing you'd raise the stakes now, don't you?
Look at you getting so giddy over some chump change. It's like you've never gambled with real money before, my old man. That's a real rush, I'm telling you. This is nothing by comparison. In fact, I'm starting to get a little bored.
Uh-oh.
Well, in that case, would you care for another game?
Oh, I see what's happening here. I've got it. We're hitting him with the gambling bug so that he'll throw money at Kaeya. Hi, stop! It's safe. We're doing a goofy quest with Kaeya. Doing Kaeya's new hangout. You're good. No crying this time.
Sure. Let's up the stakes a little this time. Shall we say 50,000?
Just some light gambling and nudity. Well, not real nudity, but a story about some nudity. You definitely need to play this quest. It's hilarious.
Oh, maybe that's a little on the high side.
What, 50,000? But that's just a single day's guide pay for you.
All right. I'll bet tails.
Poor Mr. Wu.
Great, then I'll bet heads. No takebacks. Heads.
Tails.
I'm doing great. How are you doing this morning?
How unfortunate. I shouldn't have gotten greedy. After all, in the long run, gambling is always a losing game. 50,000 more. My goodness.
That's okay. It's only one day's pay, right?
Albert, I'm terribly sorry, but as it happens, I forgot to bring my coin purse with me today. Could you perhaps take this 50,000 out of my guide fees? Call it an advance payment. That would make us even.
Advance payment? Sorry, I'm afraid that's not my style. It'll have to be cash.
This day, just getting better and better. Well, so be it. 50,000. Let me see what cash I have on me.
Have you had a chance to pull for Kokomi? Or Wanderer?
Just 50,000? That's not what we agreed on.
Huh? What are you talking about? I think you'll find that our bet was for 50,000.
How did it go? Are you still pulling? Or trying to do the events to get more primos? Oh, another Mona. I'm sorry. I lost to Jean on the Kokomi banner. Again. Yeah. Yeah, that was yesterday. But it was on the Tiny Beans account, so I didn't even get to my C6 gene.
No, it wasn't. The amount was 1 million.
Yeah, I actually posted the little highlight on Twitch if you want to go back and watch it, where we pulled the the banners yesterday.
1 million?
Hey, what's up? How are you doing this morning?
Insane? Come on now, Albert. Be serious. 1 million here and 1 million there might be all fun and games to you rich types, but to ordinary folk like myself, this is no laughing matter.
I'm being perfectly serious. I know what I said, and what I said was 1 million mora.
Uh-oh. Kaeya's scamming the scammer. Oh, no thank you. I'm pretty happy with my graphics right now, but I appreciate the hustle.
You're lying through your teeth. Hey, young lady, you tell him. Did you hear him say 1 million at any point during our bet?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said you were betting for 1 million mora. I don't have a Discord set up at the moment, but I appreciate it.
Huh? What the? I'm not deaf, you know. I swear I heard 50,000. Wait.
For the 4.0 update? That reminds me, when we do that live stream, I think it's next Friday, they will be giving out 300 Primo Gems during the stream. So we'll grab those codes and make sure to put them in our accounts so we get the Freemos. That's like the equivalent of 2 pulls, which is always handy.
Oh, I see. You two are in this together. I never met either of you before today, and out of nowhere you suddenly roped me into betting over a coin toss, and now you're accusing me of owing you 1 million mora. Huh? Do you have any idea who you're trying to cheat? I know all the tricks in the book. I can't believe a couple of beginners like you managed to get this far. But don't you try to celebrate just yet. You amateurs have a lot to learn about the art of the con.
This guy is like committed to the bit. But we got Woo's money back, I hope.
Do you really think that nobody else will have heard all the commotion we just made? All I need is one witness, and this little scheme of yours falls apart. Frauds! Frauds, I say! These 2 kids are trying to scam me out of my hard-earned mora! Hostess! Oh, hostess, come quickly!
How pathetic.
What is going on here? If you can't abide by our rules, you're not welcome at Yenshang Tea House. I don't care what the issue is. You don't get to make a racket like that in here. Halberd! Fang!
Wait, don't throw me out! These 2 con artists are trying to steal my mora. You can't let them get away with it.
Man, how many pitches is he gonna hit in one sentence? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They probably do. I had not considered that. Yes, they probably all owe Kaeya favors.
Well, let's take this somewhere else. I don't want any of you disturbing the other guests.
Let's take it outside. Does it not count if I'm up here? Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get used to his controls.
Care to explain yourselves?
Gladly. He's making up completely spurious claims. We were betting Mora over a few coin tosses, and now he wants to back out. In the land of contracts, of all places. He won 250,000 from me, then another 800,000 from the both of us. Now he's refusing to pay up the measly 50,000 that he lost in the final round.
Okay, so after settling up, a total of 1 million Mora should have changed hands. Sounds plausible enough.
Oh, it's a complete pack of lies. Hostess, if you don't believe me, ask anyone else in the tea house. These kids were so loud. I guarantee you everybody in that room knows the true story.
And everybody in that room probably does owe Kaeya a favor.
Sorry to interrupt you all, but you're witnesses to the situation here. Is what Mr. Bai says true?
Oh, thank goodness you're finally here. What took you so long? That old guy's been bragging about the Mora he's won so loudly, I'm surprised the whole street didn't hear him.
It's everybody who
was
was there
to
for
report him to the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
They're the ones that were there trying to support poor Wu.
Leave me out of this. I want nothing to do with gamblers and scammers. Please, just bring me my check.
Our new owner laid down the law not too long ago. We turn a blind eye towards casual games of dice, but there is zero tolerance for any explicit gambling with real Mora. Return any winnings to the party you took them from, and we'll say that none of this ever happened. Otherwise, I'll have to bring in the Millilith. And I can assure you that they take a more hard line on this kind of thing than we do.
Why should I have to give them any mora? I don't have any mora on me.
Oh, but I think you do. 2 investments, was it? One of them to the tune of exactly 1 million, as it happens. Oh, and don't forget you still need to pay the tab.
The salt! The salt! Pour the salt in there, Kaeya.
You... Wait. How did you...
Halberd! Fang! There's a gentleman here that I'd really like you to meet.
Please, please don't. I'll pay, all right?
This was never your Mora to begin with. We'll be returning it to its rightful owner now.
Yay, we saved Wu.
What did you think, Captain Wu? Could you hear clearly from your corner on the second floor?
Yes, everything. I can't thank you two enough.
Yes, woohoo! I love it.
Woo. This was your doing, wasn't it? You and this monster planned the whole thing, along with that blonde one. And all the customers on that floor were in on it too, weren't they?
You'll never prove
I know
it.
where you live, and I know what your wife looks like, and your pretty little daughter too. You crossed the wrong man today.
Who'd be scared of a crook like you? I'll take you on any day of the week.
Oh, poor Wu.
Well, let's see how long that false bravado of yours will last.
Oh, look at that. He figured it out. Guess he's not as dumb as we thought.
Don't you two get cocky either. Just you wait. I will hunt you down.
Right, I don't think we've met them since we first came to Liyue.
My apologies for having to leave this question until you'd vacated the premises, but I couldn't have things escalate inside the tea house. I hope you can understand our position. I noticed that all the guests on the second floor were present before you took your seats, then left almost immediately after you did. Would I be correct in saying you were looking to set this man up?
Wait, so you saw through it right away?
Under normal circumstances, we would never tolerate a scheme like this taking place on our grounds, as it risks damaging our owner's reputation. However, I understand that our owner holds the traveler in high regard and must have good reasons for their actions. Still, I would appreciate an explanation, if only so that I can answer to the owner.
Ah, as I thought. When you're operating on someone else's turf, you run the risk of clashing with the master of the house. Thankfully, we considered that possibility before going ahead with our plan. Over to you, brave hero. You're the one with the connections in Liyue. It's your time to shine.
Okay, we've got this. We tell her everything that happened to Captain Wu. Probably even
Okay.
the Dawn Winery incident.
I understand the situation now. It goes without saying that I have no wish to stand in the way of your chivalrous deeds. I'll report everything you told me to our owner.
Feel free to find me again if you have any need of further explanation.
Well, Captain Wu, remember what I promised you? What do you think? Angry and frustrated enough for you?
I think you delivered.
Excuse me, coming through. Is this the Mr. Bai you reported to us?
Yes.
Yes, that's him all right. The one who scammed Captain Wu.
Wait! Where's your evidence, And Wu, you've already recovered your Mora. You don't deserve to be punished twice for the same crime.
I'm sure Dr. Baizu will testify in court.
You can't talk your way out of this one. You're already suspected of defrauding multiple victims out of smaller amounts, and the combined total meets the threshold for a conviction. If it turns out you're guilty in this case too, it'll only add to your sentence.
Ooh, and didn't she say her nephew also took his to Baizu? So Baizu's got multiple people coming to him with these scammed medications? Oh yeah. Yeah, he's gone. We won't be seeing Bai anywhere.
Does the plaintiff have any witnesses? If so, we'd really appreciate if they could come with us and provide a testimony.
Here, sir. I'm happy to give a testimony.
You got tangled up in this too, huh? In that case, please come with me. Your witness statements will play a crucial role in helping to move this case forward.
Okay, we got you, Wu.
Don't worry, we won't take up too much of your time. And you, sir, can stop twiddling your thumbs. You're coming with us too.
Hey, keep your hands off me. I'll cooperate. Stop manhandling me.
I shouldn't be laughing because it's probably the worst day of this guy's life, but karma's a thing. The Millilith take the con man away.
Thank you so much, the both of you. I really don't know how I could ever begin to repay you.
Well, I have an idea. We originally came here to do some sightseeing. Anywhere you'd recommend we go before the end of our trip?
Let me think. Now, where would I want to go? Hey, are either of you interested in a fishing trip?
A fishing trip? Okay.
Sounds fun to me. Let's go.
Let's do it. Where are we going fishing at?
Too slow. Quit following me.
I can't quit following you. I am the camera.
Squall and Fury.
That is convenient. When your stam is out, just levitate. Wanderer is awesome. I love him. He is our angsty teenage son.
Well, this was certainly an eventful end to my trip. It wouldn't have been possible without you. Or my lucky coin, of course.
I'm just glad that nothing went wrong when I tossed the coin.
Wouldn't be much of a lucky coin if it had. Besides, I already taught you how to become attuned to it. You still need some practice to master the technique, but luckily it decided to play nice and spare us any more complications.
How do you control it anyway? Especially if it's the same weight as, regular Mora.
A better question to ask might be, what do I do to make this coin happy to work with me and show me whichever side I wish? My answer would be that I tell the coin a joke every time I toss it into the air. If it finds my joke funny, then it cooperates with me.
We're not Klee. We're not going to believe that.
Of course, this whole arrangement hinges on a pre-existing amount of trust between the two of us. I can't just get any strange coins to listen to me.
He caught us off guard when he insisted on taking the second coin toss.
Yeah, I was a little surprised when he unwittingly called out our trick coin, but it didn't matter. A good gambler always keeps their options open. You have to have a contingency plan for when the odds are against you. So when I went to the counter, I marked a regular coin as well as my trick one.
Ooh.
That safely avoided any risk of him finding out about the trick coin. But it also meant that we wouldn't be able to control the result of that round.
So we were legitimately gambling for that round?
But hey, what does it matter? The fact that he made things a little more challenging only made it all the more exciting to watch him slowly but surely fall into our trap. Especially listening to him warn us about the possibility of a rigged coin right as we were scamming him. That was my favorite part. As long as I chose the same bet as him, and you bet the opposite to me, it was always going to end up with him paying. Unless, of course, he'd had some other tricks up his sleeve that we hadn't thought of. Then things would have gotten really interesting.
You two are genuinely the smartest people I've ever met. I'm no intellectual, so I would never have been able to come up with a plan like this.
Oh.
Even when you described it to me, I only understood parts of it.
Poor Wu. Everybody takes advantage of him. Never change. You're a good person. Don't let them get the better of you.
Well, I may not be the smartest guy around, but one thing I do know is this. One should always return tenfold the help that they've received from others.
I think so. I think that is Captain Wu for the Recon Company. He's the one that goes back and forth between Liyue and Mondstadt.
We were just ordinary acquaintances. You had no reason to help me as much as you did. If there's anything I can ever do for you in the future, anything at all, please let me know. You can always count on me. I guarantee it.
Oh? You seem agitated. Are you worried about owing me yet another favor?
He owes Kaeya a lot of favors.
There are two kinds of people who owe me favors. One is my friends, and the other my informants.
And sometimes you can be both.
My informants have to fulfill whatever requests I make of them, no questions asked. The question is, which kind of person do you want to be?
Ah,
and you're torn again. too afraid to ask to be my friend, but also daunted by the dangers inherent in becoming my informant. Well, it's okay, because I just thought of a fun and easy way to get us out of this impasse. Let's do a coin toss.
Of course.
This is the regular coin I prepared for the contingency plan when I was borrowing a pen from the bar. Not the lucky one that does what I tell it to. If it's heads, we're friends. But if it's tails, you're at my beck and call. May the Lord of Geo decide.
I don't see Zhongli anywhere. Oh my gosh, there's a perfectly missed opportunity here where Zhongli could be hiding behind that tree behind Kaeya. Like just kind of like tilting his head out. That would be hilarious.
So, was it heads or tails?
What do you think? What does your heart tell you?
I understand now. You have my most sincere gratitude. No, that's a little too formal. What I'm trying to say is, here.
Right?
Your fishing rods, my friends.
Oh, so in his heart he wanted to be his friend. Let's see what picture we get. Oh, it's cute. I love it. I'm saving that. We got a picture that we can put in a picture frame in our house. That was so wholesome. They should lurk. Okie dokie. So, we did one of the outcomes. Let's see what happens when we go for another one. I love the replayability of Hangouts. Because you can... What was that? I felt like something touched my nose. Sorry. Because you have multiple storylines that can happen as a result of the choices you make. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure book. So, we can go all the way back to where we run into him. Or, right here, where we had a choice that would have affected the outcome. Do we have any others down through here? Nope. Okay, so we will start back. I think we'll start back here and see what happens if we go that direction. Because we'll get a completely different story. So off to Sumeru again for more adventures with Kaeya. And Primos. Primos are always nice. My coffee cup is getting low. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick second and top off my coffee cup before we start the next leg. I will be right back. Everybody get your snacky snacks. And be back in about 2 minutes-ish.
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. Relax.
And boop. Alright, I am back. Next
There's
leg
no need
of
to
our
exchange
journey.
pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Did anybody notice something weird on Twitter today? I don't know what's going on with it because I haven't been keeping track, but there's no little bird anymore. And I couldn't find it on my phone to do my post this morning. Is there more craziness happening, or... Oh, here we go. Back at it.
Gundafar, we are in the middle of a war. Your place is at the front lines by my son's side. Pray tell, what provokes your unwarranted return to the palace?
But is it still a tweet if the site is now X? What do we call it? Just a post? That's kind of boring. I like the little bird.
A matter of utmost importance, Your Majesty, such that I must personally report it to you.
Huh. Outdoor theater. Looks fun.
Do you want to stop and see this show?
Actually, yes. I saw some guards do a musical performance when I was traveling with their caravan in Sumeru.
Okay, we're gonna stop and watch a show.
They were desert dwellers. So are these actors. And I think I actually recognize one of them.
Maybe they owe Kaeya a favor.
Come on, let's go watch.
Your Majesty, not only has God bestowed the throne upon you, but your beloved son, Prince Kuban, has led our brave warriors to victory against Frasyav's army. His men have laid down their arms and fled.
I'm telling you, the music here in Sumeru is always slaps. Okay, so everything is still a tweet for now. Yeah, I woke up this morning to Kaeyas and I didn't understand what was going on there.
Frasyav's brazen ambition is no more. He has bowed his head and now presents to your majesty an offering of treasures and hostages, as well as a plea for peace. My king, this battle has finally restored the dignity of our people. Moreover, with Frasyav's offer of land comes the opportunity to expand our borders, as your majesty so greatly wishes.
Oh, going for a land grab.
His Highness the Prince and I believe this peace settlement will be a great boon to our nation. It is for this reason alone that I have removed my armor and made haste back to our halls from the front lines. My king, what say you to this proposal?
An X, as in like an ex partner? Like, I don't know. Calling something an ex has already been taken. Like, by so many... Everybody has an ex at some point. But it's not something that's positive. I don't think that that's a great branding move. He's just determined to have something called X. I don't get it. I don't... I think they tried to kick him out of Twitter and it just didn't work. Because he'd already paid for it. Or something. I don't follow it very closely. I was just like, what happened to my Twitter? Are you kidding me? His kid's name is X? Oh gosh. That poor child. That poor baby. I feel awful for them. I mean, he's eclectic as it is, and it's hard having an eclectic parent. But... oh... I don't know, maybe it'll be edgy.
The Tale of Prince Kubad. Ever heard this one?
If they end up being like goth or something, maybe you know, it'll be like an edgy name and they'll appreciate it. Fingers crossed. I don't think I've heard this story. No, I have not.
Don't worry, I still remember the general plot. Let me fill you in on the background while the king deliberates.
Yeah, I've never really followed any of his shenanigans. I just know that he's over the top. That's the extent of my knowledge.
The main characters are the brilliant Prince Kubad and his war-hungry father, King Kabus. The one talking to the king right now is Gundafar, the prince's tutor.
Okay, see, I don't follow them either, just because they're over the top. I like to live my life as drama-free as possible. And that seems like a lot of tea that's probably a little bitter. Oh no. That poor little bean.
When the prince was young, the king was deceived by a malicious rumor that the prince had mistreated his stepmother. He demanded that the prince walk through a blazing fire to prove his innocence.
Now that is horrible parenting. Speaking of horrible parenting, having your kid walk through fire to prove their innocence is horrible parenting.
Miraculously, the prince emerged unscathed, thus proving his innocence. But the seeds of doubt had already been sown in the king's mind. Now uneasy in the presence of his mistrustful father, the prince requested to be sent away to the battlefield where he would fight against Frasiev's army. That's the enemy general we heard them mention just now. This is the part where the prince has won the war and decided to forge a peace with the rival nation. He wrote a letter recommending peace to his father. Oh, it looks like the king's made up his mind. Let's keep watching.
Frasiev lost because he did not have the blessing of God. Our God will always watch over us and punish our enemies.
Wait a minute. So is he just like a Pokemon fan, like X and Y? Or... I mean, that would make some sense. Well, it's not uncommon for people to have multiple baby mamas. that just happens. I mean, I have a lot of siblings and only one of them has the same mama as me. I think it's 6 total on my dad's side. But Exa's kind of pretty. Wait, X and Exa? And they call her Y. That's so complicated. Those poor babies. That's all I gotta say. That's complicated, and those poor babies. I feel bad for them anytime that they get their name called for roll in school and the teacher doesn't quite know what to say.
Once the bells of war have begun to toll, they shall not cease until the blood of our enemies fills the land. There can be no victory until the last enemy soldier has fallen. If Kubad still wishes to be my son and hold the intaglio I bestowed upon him as proof of his royal blood, then he must obey my command.
Your Majesty, I must caution that a nation destroyed is not a fallen city writ large. Now, the loss of one city strikes fear into the hearts of our enemies, compelling them to accept defeat and cede land in exchange for peace. If, however, we insist on bringing a whole nation to its knees, then so long as a single person is left standing, they will see us as their sworn enemy, and one day return to us tenfold the pain that we have inflicted on their nation and family.
Oh, gonna bring it all down, huh?
My king, a people is to their nation as wild grass to the open prairie. Though we burn down the whole field and spare not one blade of grass, roots continue to grow unseen beneath the surface. Come the spring, it is all but inevitable that fresh green shoots will rise up from the ashes.
Richer for it, too. Because ashes are good soil fertilizer stuffs.
Cease, Gundafar. Your mind grows dull in your old age, filled with naive delusions. We shall have no more need of you on the battlefield. As for my son Kubad, I will summon him back to the capital, so he may be tried by a court-martial.
What are you saying, my noble king? Why must you mistrust your own flesh and blood, and sink ever deeper into the blight of hatred?
Because his wifey got him wrapped around her little pinky finger. Oh, yeah. I'm one of those people that don't pay for it, so yeah, I get that. He is making it very difficult to use. But I mean, it's not just him. A lot of platforms are putting a paywall up and saying that it's for exposure. You know, it's not really for exposure. It's just that they're not going to let people see your crap. I think that's why everybody's coming after TikTok, because they can't get TikTok on board necessarily.
When he was falsely accused, you once doubted his honor and made him walk through a raging fire. Did he not prove himself worthy by emerging unharmed from the flames? Now you would turn me away when I seek only to provide the wisdom of counsel. What is the justification for this?
The justification is that my word, not yours, is the law of the land. Cease and be gone, Gundafar, so you may spend the rest of your days with your wife.
Oh, poor Gundafar just got fired.
What has become of the king that I served with my life? Fanaticism has robbed him of all reason and wisdom. Peace is surely the most favorable path for our nation, yet he refuses to accept it.
Right, and most small content creators can't afford that. They really can't.
I must think of a way to seize control of the army back from the hands of my wayward son, that they might continue the fight to the end. Perhaps the first task should be this. I shall send a loyal contingent of warriors to eliminate Frosiyov and the hostages he has sent to our palace.
Yes, you are saving lots of money.
Brilliant acting, Darbil.
I saw you approaching us in the middle of the scene. I was worried that my performance would be subpar and you'd think I was just making a fool of myself.
Not at all. Far from it. Actually, let me introduce you. This is Darbil, the actor for King Caboose. When we first got to know each other, he was still a guard for one of the merchant caravans. Seems like he's now made the switch to full-time acting.
Oh, that's awesome. Hello.
Nice to meet you. Any friend of Kaeya's is a friend of mine. To be perfectly honest, I wasn't making all that much as a mercenary. It felt right to me to get away from the danger and live a more stable life. I was already pretty good at telling stories, so I just recruited a few friends and started performing shows all over the country.
Isn't that how every acting troupe gets started, though?
Full disclosure, we had to put this little stage together using whatever wood and cloth we could borrow. It's really low budget.
Hey, we can go to our house and craft you a really big one. Free of charge.
Anyway, we're all good enough at acting to get through the motions, but none of us are any good at coming up with a script. Everything we tried to write just sounded off somehow. So I got a student from the academia to adapt an old story I knew to make it more appealing to our audience. What do you think?
I could tell that you've had someone tighten up the lines. They turned out very nicely.
Ah, that's good. Well, as you can see, even now, we still don't have much of an audience. Don't suppose you'd be interested to see the rest of the show?
Sure, why not? I don't have anything pressing lined up. And I don't think the Traveler does either.
If we're keeping him from embezzlement, let's do it.
Tickets for 2, please. How much would that be?
Hey, now that I think about it, he didn't really spend a lot of money on his vacation during the last one. I think by keeping him company, we're keeping him from spending all of the Knights of Favonius funds.
There's no need for tickets. You could just get some food from Jafar Tavern. We've worked out an arrangement with them.
Ooh, okay.
We've actually found a sponsor for this performance, too. He's not too happy about the poor turnout, though. I doubt we'll be able to keep him for the next performance. A real pity. But what can you do, huh?
Darbil Asgar still hasn't shown up for the next scene. We should get his costume and sword out so they'll be ready to go the moment he gets here.
Uh-oh, they're missing an actor.
My apologies. I have to get ready for the upcoming scene. I'll see you from the stage.
Wanna bet Kaeya's gonna end up doing some acting? I could see this.
Would you two like to order some food? What can I get you? If you're looking for recommendations, today's special is the tandoori roast chicken.
That sounds amazing.
Ah, bear with us a moment. We're just going to take a look at the menu.
So, how did you become friends with Darbil?
I was at Port Ormos discussing some business opportunities, and some crook was trying to pull a fast one on me. Darbil took pity on me and politely asked him to make himself scarce. He's a good guy. A decent storyteller, too. Quite an interesting character.
Oh, so somebody that Kaeya owes a favor to? That's not something I thought we'd come across.
There's a lot of fun to be had if you hang around interesting people doing interesting things. Especially if you're in the company of an interesting friend. That's my secret formula for staying in a good mood. Try it out sometime. You'll see what I mean. Thanks for waiting. We're ready to order now. We'll take you up on that tandoori roast chicken. And let's throw in some desserts, too. One each of the rose custard, that talumba, and the patisara pudding, please. That should see us through the show.
Ooh, I love a good rose custard. I love rose anything. I like to make my own rose tea. I guess we don't sit here. Do we sit? We sit. And then we talk to Kaeya. There we go.
We've got good seats. Close to the stage, but also not too crowded. We can watch the show as we eat. If I remember correctly, the next scene should focus on the prince.
How are we going to watch the show if we have our back to it?
But I won't spoil it for you. You have to experience it for yourself.
Sounds like this story's made quite an impression on you, Kaeya.
You could say that. It's always stayed with me because it's hammered home a cruel but realistic truth.
And what would that be?
People do not choose where and when to be born. Yet the circumstances of their birth define the choices that they will have for the rest of their life.
Okay, yeah, that's legit. And it sucks.
Here you are. The check's on the table, too. Just call me over when you're ready to settle up.
No need. I'll pay up front. Here. Keep the change.
Thank you, sir. Oh, but this is too generous.
Oh, he's still using the funds.
Call it a token of my gratitude for the excellent service. The food all smells wonderful, too. So please pass my compliments to the chef.
Oh, he's padding it because they don't have a lot of people here. Never mind. He's using it well, I guess, because it's, yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Let's dig in, traveler.
We enjoy a feast with Kaeya.
Hey, Kaeya. I'm so sorry, but the actor who plays the prince has run into some difficulties and won't be able to make it.
Oh, we wanted to see the show.
We can't do the rest of the show without him, so I'm really, really sorry, but we'll have to call the show right here.
Can you use an understudy? Apparently Kaeya knows the play pretty well. Can Kaeya fill in? Yeah! Come on, Kaeya.
Ooh, that would be fun. I wouldn't say no.
I was not kidding, but it's gonna make me say I was kidding.
Darbil, would you lose any income if I were to mess this up?
Not really. I mean, there's not much of an audience here anyway. I wouldn't want to take too much of your time, though.
I would.
Don't worry about that. I like to be spontaneous now and then. Spice things up a little.
Let me think. Well, you already know the story, so you just need to memorize a few lines. Ha! You know what? This might actually work. Ah, wait, but Kubot has a specific costume he's supposed to wear, and there's no way you'd fit into it.
Couldn't he just wear the costume from the event?
Switching actors is one thing, but wearing street clothes on stage would really ruin the immersion. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work.
Darn it.
Well, good thing that I've actually got a costume with me. It goes pretty well with your stage, too.
Oh no, did Kaeya make the other guy go missing?
You're kidding. Can you show it to me?
Sure. If you can
This
show
is
me the way to your
suspicious.
changing room.
It's in the restaurant. Follow me.
This is suspicious. This is suspicious. Oh no, it's the outfit from the... Okay, it is the outfit from the event. I love it. Is there any colors that would fit
Gotta
Kaeya
say,
more than peacock
I
colors?
think I actually look pretty dapper in this. It's a pity I don't have many opportunities to wear it in public.
You're such a show-off, but you do look pretty good. I mean, he looks fly. He looks like a pirate captain. He could definitely be royalty. Yeah, this is a very good look for Kaeya.
Uh-oh, not a fan of me as a prince? I'll have to act my heart out so you'll be too dazzled to make any digs.
Kaeya, here's your script for the next scene. It's not too long, but you also don't have very long to prepare. Do you think you can memorize your lines in time?
I bet he's already got them memorized.
Only one way to find out.
Okay, I think we've covered all your lines and movements on stage. You haven't had long to prepare, so don't worry about forgetting your lines. We'll remind you.
All right, I'm good to go.
Go, Kaeya, go!
Great. Then let's get this show on the road.
Oh. Best ice cream flavor? For me, it's not really a common one. Every once in a blue moon you can find it, but I love pistachio ice cream. That is the best ice cream flavor.
Talk to the bartender if you're wondering.
What is your favorite ice cream flavors? I would love to know.
General Kubot, son of Kabus, the fate of this battle is clear.
Up, Kaeya's kicking butt on stage.
I beg you, please spare my few remaining men. They no longer have the strength to fight back.
I am a little bit of an ice cream and coffee snob. I have to be very selective with ice cream because I am lactose intolerant, so it has to be worth the pain I'll go through later. Ooh, peanut butter chocolate is good. Eddie's has a peanut butter chocolate that has little tiny Reese cups in it that's really, really good.
Frosyav, though you now lead only the husk of a once mighty army, I have no desire to crush your dignity. Even your most savage warriors have no desire to see further bloodshed, and none among your ranks have opposed these peace talks. Nevertheless, I must hear it from you one final time. General Frosyav, do you agree to sign a treaty in good faith and commit from this day forth to peace between our nations?
With my army in ruins, I am in no position to do otherwise. But on this, I give you my word.
It's really good. It has a very unique flavor. I will say that. A close second would be pistachio pudding. That's kind of close to it. But it's a really, really bright green ice cream. It's cool. It's aesthetic as well as yummy.
Yes, let us end our hostilities and send our surviving men home to their families.
We share the desire to lay down our arms for good and liberate our hearts from the dirge of hatred. Then as God above is our witness, by the authority vested in me by this intaglio of King Kabus, I hereby declare that I will spare your hostages and what remains of your army, May peace be restored to this land, and may these fields of war become a place where crops grow aplenty. My tutor, Gundafar, has already made haste to my father, the king, with the recommendation of a truce.
Prince Kubad, your name is renowned throughout your land and ours. I will place my hope in your words.
One will find on a battlefield no master of ceremonies, nor the paper on which a treaty may be signed. In their absence, let us raise our weapons and swear an oath. I, Kubad, son of Kabus, hereby pledge protection to you and all of your kin. May the oceans be stained red with my blood if I am ever to renounce this oath.
Wow, your friend is so dreamy. He's not a real prince by any chance, is he?
Uh-oh, Kaeya's bringing in the ladies. They'll have a crowd soon.
Hey, Rashana, you don't want to miss this. The good-looking guy who left that huge tip is acting on stage with Darbel's troupe.
Rashana, isn't she from the troupe with Nilu? I think so.
Darbel's one lucky man.
I return, Your Highness. I hope I'm not too late. Have you already promised peace to Frasiav?
Nay, I am not so rash as to preempt my father's blessing. I promised only what I could so far, the safety of his kin.
My child, I must share with you the gravest news. Kabus has become blinded by fanaticism and hatred, and will stop at nothing to vanquish every last man under Frasiav's lead.
Oh no, they're gonna make Kaeya a liar.
How can this be? You mean to say that my father has rejected our proposal for peace?
He has indeed. I urged him to reconsider, and for this I was rebuked and dismissed from his service. But far stricter punishment than this awaits you, should you return home with your troops.
I'm getting really invested in this, and I know it's just a play.
Please heed my warnings, dear child. I dare not imagine what unspeakable atrocities your father intends to commit.
Nay, the truce must stand. I cannot renounce my oath. How can man claim to stand above beast without remaining true to his word? The masses have grown weary of death and conflict in both our nation and theirs. Are we all now to bend to his will and massacre countless more to satisfy a desire that is his alone? When I departed my beloved home to fight in a foreign land, I did so to honor his wishes and for my duty to our people. Alas, is this fate's grand design? Is this fate's grand design?
Oh no, he's forgetting his line.
Kaeya, the next line is, alas, is this fate's grand design, that I should spend the rest of my days in a foreign land, till I am laid to rest in a grave far from home?
Must it be so?
Huh? Wait, that's not part of the script.
Kaeya, did you not hear me?
Uh-oh. Kaeya's gonna go rogue.
My dear audience, I ask you this. Do you believe in fate? If fate decreed that your life was to end in tragedy, what would you do?
Oh, what's this? Why did he throw a prop at me? Seems like improv with the audience. I guess I should play along. I would challenge my fate and rise above it. Or, I would bravely face my fate. I feel like this is a which way the adventure goes moment. What do you guys think? Would we bravely face our fate or challenge fate? I'm so torn. Let's see. Yes, let's challenge fate. There are too many options.
Oh? Then so must it be. Yes, so must it be.
Let's take it on.
I shall discard this intaglio and rid myself of the shackles of fate.
Wait, but that's not... My dear prince, do you intend to betray your father and abandon your heritage?
Fate means to send the machinations of war to every corner of the land, to fan the flames of conflict till they engulf the entire world.
Improv!
Fate would see my sword tainted with the blood of innocence. That the bright banner of my homeland might fly in every nation known to mankind. But I shall not bow to the will of fate. I am no pawn in heaven's plan.
Bravo! Where did this guy come from? Is he one of the new hires?
Hey, shut up. Stop interrupting.
I, Kubad, will spend the rest of my days in a foreign land till I breathe my last in a place far from home.
I don't know, but they do so fabulously.
Oh, at least he brought it back in the end.
Prince Kubad, my child, there is no need to be rash. Please bring at least your fortune and the retainers who will always be loyal to you.
Yes, but who could pay off those retainers?
Gundafar, my dear mentor. You have always been like a father to me. It brings me only anguish to bid you farewell. But I must walk this path, or freedom dies by my hand. Goodbye, my tribe and kin. Farewell, sweet land of my birth.
Goodbye, my child.
No. They're doing such a great job. What's next? Come on, there's got to be another act.
It's Prince Kubad. Could I please get your autograph?
Why, certainly, ma'am.
It was a roller coaster, wasn't it? Kaeya's getting sworn by the ladies. Yes, it's always Jean.
Thank you. I'll just go find a pen.
Great show, Kaeya. We want an autograph too. We do. We want an autograph too. He did great.
Just an autograph? Well, you can get one of those at any time.
I think it's because when I first pulled Jean, when I first started playing the game, this is my theory. Jean was one of the third characters that I pulled. But at the time, everybody said that playability with Jean was just not viable, so I never bothered to level her. And then I just kept pulling her over and over again. So it's that she wants me to play her on my primary team. So I'm going to do that with the Baby Beans account and hopefully stop pulling Jean. She's jealous. Animo Mommy is jealous.
Acting is quite fun. If there ever came a day when I left the Knights of Favonius, I think I might go into acting full-time.
He'd be good at it.
Darbil, could you introduce me to this young man?
My apologies, Master Toos. I somehow missed you in the crowd earlier.
I was some distance away. I just came over near the end after I noticed the large crowd gathered around the stage. The performance was outstanding across the board. I knew that the poor turnout over the past few days was just bad luck. It was only ever a matter of time before you hit it big. The improvised section was particularly good. I think you could include some improvisation as a staple in future performances. As for the prop he threw, no need to get it back. It's fairly cheap anyway.
Okay, so we get to keep the prop? I'm here for that.
Thank you, sir. And a big thanks also to our wonderful prince. Had Kaeya not agreed to fill in, we might have disbanded right on the spot.
Kaeya, was it? Well, young man, I must say you've made quite the impression on me. My caravan is always loaded with the finest food and wines. You're welcome to visit at any time.
You probably had Kaeya at wine. There's a reason he loves to be at Angel's Share all the time.
Thank you for the invite, sir, but I'm afraid I've reached the end of my time at Sumeru. I'm sure that my friends and family in Mondstadt must be missing me terribly.
Well then, consider it an open invitation. Once you've been bitten by the travel bug, my friend, you'll be getting itchy feet again before too long.
Oh, that sounds very unpleasant. That sounds very unpleasant.
My door is always open. If you're ever interested, please ask Darbil to reach out to me. Darbil, we can continue discussions on the sponsorship once you've wrapped up today's show. I'm going back to the inn.
Thank you so much, Master Tooth. I'll see you shortly. Seriously, Kaeya, thank you for bailing me out again. You're a good guy. May the gods bless you. You know, you should stay for a few more days. I owe you a meal at the very least.
You could always just pick... Oh, no, wait, he paid his tab as soon as she brought him the food.
Darbil, Asgar is back. He lost track of time playing Genius Invocation TCG. You've got to sort him out.
Shameless TCG plug.
Genius Invocation again? Ah, that does it. The kid's not getting away with it this time. Please excuse me, Kaeya. I will be right back.
Sure, there's no rush. Okay, I think they're all gone. Let's slip away now while we can.
Okay. I'm glad that they had Kaeya make an appearance in his new outfit.
Quit following. Behold!
I love
All
going
right,
zoomy zoom.
this should be far enough. Don't think they'll find me here.
Weren't you gonna sign some autographs? Or stay for a free meal?
People were starting to expect a lot of things that I didn't sign up for. Besides, the missing actor is back now. Darbil shouldn't be needing me to stand in again. I don't mind socializing, but compared to chatting over food and drink, I much prefer just going wild on the stage.
Oh my. Kaeya wants to go wild on the stage.
What about you? Did you enjoy the show?
I thought your performance was intriguing. Mostly I was curious about what was going through your mind when you were on stage.
Oh? I was expecting a lengthier critique, but you've thrown the question right back at me. Sneaky. All right, I'll rise to your challenge.
Oh no! With special guest Captain Wu, oh god! Now I can't get that image out of my head! You know what you did, Wobble! Why is your place swarming with bees? What kind of bees? Are they the nice bees, or are they the mean bees? Well, I guess those are wasps. Oh my gosh. Magic Mike with Kaeya and Captain Wu.
Let me think. All the world's a stage, and all the people merely players. Does that answer your question?
All bees are nice bees. I agree, most bees are. Wasps, though, can be a little mean. Like the yellow jacket ones. We had an issue here. Huh? I'm confused. But bees are nice bees. I have little bee homes outside of my place for them to rest. I like the bees. Oof. The yellow jackets are the ones that get me because they're in the ground. You don't see them coming. They're like little tremors or graboids or whatever, just waiting for you to make the ground rumble the right way.
Perhaps there's an inept god out there deciding everyone's fates, much like the academia student drafting Darbil's scripts.
Yeah, I love bees. I love bumblebees and honeybees. I'm not a fan of sweat bees. They're annoying. But yeah, yellow jackets are mean.
Yeah, inept is a good word for it. Honestly, it might even be a little too civil to describe a god who turns fathers against their sons and is bent on endless warmongering, don't you think?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's exactly why actors need to wake up and realize they don't have to follow the script. There's nothing to stop them from following their gut and making it up as they go along.
Right. Improv is important. Does this inept god really exist?
Oh, my dear traveler, please don't take me too literally. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. The god is just a figure of speech. The real point I'm making is about the actors.
See, I'm not sure, because they're not really shaped like a wasp, kind of. I think they're wasps. In that case, you're right. All bees are good bees. Except for maybe sweat bees. But I think they're a wasp too, now that I think about the body structure. So I'm not sure. But bumblebees and honeybees are good bees.
Everyone, you and I included, is both an actor and a member of the audience. If you don't like the script, just walk off the stage and join the audience.
See, that's
you
what I
always have a choice.
Not sure I fully understand what you're saying here, Kaeya, but I get it, kind of, maybe.
A little too obtuse? Well, don't dwell on it. It's nothing worth losing sleep over. I was just thinking aloud.
Oh, maybe the bird will be his friend now.
Relax. Be yourself. Do your thing. That's all I'm really trying to say.
Words to live by. Relax, be yourself, do your thing. Even though the world is on fire, and there's a pending alien invasion, and AI is going to take over the world.
When I did my little bit of audience interaction back there, you had no time to prepare. You had to just say what you thought in the moment. I think those spontaneous thoughts are often the most authentic. And that's why I liked your answer.
That is true. Fun random psychology fact time. Did you know your knee-jerk reaction whenever you are making a decision is usually the correct reaction? Like, even with like major purchases, like purchasing a car or a house or something like that, if you choose the thing that you're drawn to first, chances are you'll be happier with your decision. I'm not saying go make impulse purchases. I'm just saying that if you're making like, or agonizing over a choice, chances are your knee-jerk reaction is the correct choice. Yeah, go with your gut. There's science behind this. There's science behind that. If you look into the psychology of motivation, it's legit. Go with your gut.
You're still holding on to the intaglio I threw you from the stage, right? Keep it. Think of it as a souvenir from my improvised performance.
Yes, there is always an exception to the rule, but like, say you're agonizing between like 2 different cars to buy, chances are the first one that you were drawn to is the correct choice, and you will be happier with that choice. But still do your research. I'm not saying just impulsively make choices, but chances are it's what you'd be happier with.
It's been the most fascinating day, hasn't it, little birdie?
Oh, the birdie flew away. And it whistled like he did. That was too cute. Pirate Captain Kaeya. And we got a little prop. I love that picture. Saving. So we got to do 2 out of the 5 hangouts. Awesome sauce. And we got to run around with our wanderer. Hopefully by the end of the weekend, I will be able to finish leveling him, and we'll probably take him into the abyss on Monday just to see what kind of a team comp we think he's going to need. I've got him at 70 right now, but I've already done his boss farms and everything else. I just need my mushrooms to respawn. So, as soon as they respawn, I will be farming those, and we will get him to 90, hopefully. So, look forward to seeing me death grip my controller on Monday. But on that note, we will pick up here next time. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. If you're enjoying the journey, want to continue progressing the storyline and all that good jazz, remember to do all the fun things. The likes, the follows, the subscribes, the socials, all that good jazz to appease the algorithm Archon and keep me in your feed. I hope you all have a great day and stay safe. Thanks for chatting with me. You made my morning.